a very special guest tonight. See how he dressed.
Yeah.
He put us to shame. We used to giving out T-shirts.
Oh man, I still won it. I was ready for it. I'm still gonna wave the flag. I'm still gonna wave it.
I got sweatpants. I feel like.
Well, I guess it pays to be an MMA fighter. Look, man. Yo, but anyway, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you guys.
Our brief intro, we're going to get to you shortly. Let's go around and tell the folk who you are, man.
Justin Lamar, comedian based out of Philly. Yeah, that's me, man. We're going to get to the introduction. We got a lot to talk about. I ain't gonna...
Yeah.
Dev Pender, just living life, live on location.
Live on
location all the time. Well, Chris Jr., man, and again, above average black man, just always here to share and spread love, man.
Welcome to the family, man.
Thank you for having me. So I'm Bamm Jones, CEO of Takers Takes Performance Training, professional mixed martial arts fighter. Then recently I just partnered with one of the biggest companies on the East Coast as far as performance training, which is Level 40 Performance Training. So I'm family partner with them now. So excited to be here, excited to dive into a lot of things that's going on for youth, a lot of things that's going on as far as in the world and our community, and just the different projects and different ways that I plan on imprinting my values and my morals back into the game. Best way I can. I'm only 29 from North Philly, so I had limited resources, but hey, I'm a spades player. I play with the hand I'm dealt with. I'm a spades player. I play with the hand. I play with the hand I'm dealt with.
It's like where do we start, man? It's
you
like
might be ashamed of something.
Well, I got. You know where I'm starting. I got to start the North Philly thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm from North Philly.
Okay.
And for years, I've heard all the time. I remember when I was in corporate America, you sit around the table, everybody talking all the smack, and then somebody said, "Where you from?" And then when you say where you from, it gets this deafening silence.
Yeah. What I learned now in this world, people ask, they ask you where you from. Yeah. They kind of dictate the category they put you in. Then right after that, you ask, what do you do for a living? Yeah. Because that's how they know how much they're going to value the conversation and everything. So I love when I'm able to say, I come from the hood. I come from 24 in Oxford, Turner Street. The corner store, and the neighbors and everybody, nickel and diamonds, a couple quarters, to get that 25, that 50 cent bag of chewies and everything. So, but now, now we can buy a lot of candy now.
But again, I'm excited to have you in here, man. Like seeing the belt that you got, all the other things that you have your hands in, man. Like between having the gym and working with kids. Kind of want to take it back to the beginning, like how you guys started. We understand where you're from now, but like mixed martial arts is like I think it's different. That's different, man. Like, we all know basketball. You're right. Like nobody get hit in the face. Like you know what I mean. So like, but
I gotta say this when you start. You look good because I thought mixed martial arts.
Oh yeah, I like
So you gotta be good. I know guys who box and you can tell they're not good.
Yeah.
Your nose is like over here, look like you just got hit yesterday.
You know the record when you see him.
Yeah. So I mean, MMA was kind of like I think we all born fighters. Before we come from, we always had to throw our hands up. That just came. That was a given. Just for respect, to protect our families, protect ourselves. So that was natural. What it really started to really focus on a little bit more the craftsmanship of fighting is when high school. I was at PET first, Philadelphia Electrical and Technology Charter High School, 9th to 10th grade. I was kicked out of that for fighting. Choked the kid out. You went unconscious, stuff like that. And I saw
the picture and had a boy like this.
We was climbing around in the hallway and lagged into the room. I just got behind him. He went to sleep fast and went to spectate. I let him go. So in that movie, I just let him go. Just like, you watch the fights how John Jones had Leo Machida against the cage and I dropped him, let him go. And the way he fell, I sat in the chair. I was like, he gonna wake up. The girl seen him sound like in a movie.
It's always a girl that got to scream, I guess gonna help the situation.
He did.
Man, go to the office. Oh man, so I got expelled from there. There was a no tolerance policy, Charter High School. But probably the best thing that ever happened to me because that's where I found my love for wrestling. So I got into wrestling late. I got into wrestling my 11th grade and my 12th grade year of high school when I got transferred to Washington.
We talking real wrestling.
We talking about collegian wrestling. You talking about the single leg straps. 3-minute periods. You and another guy across the mat, and you can win off a pin. You can win off tech. You're gonna win off the time frame, just having the most points. And then that's where my whole build and endurance. This is when I really started taking care. Because for wrestling, you got to make weight. You know, so you're in high school now. You got to diet. You got to make weight for every match. So you training. 5 days a week. You're practicing 3 days because you got meets. You got your matches twice. You got your matches twice a week. And even sometimes you got your dual tournaments on the weekends. So what I was doing, I was going to go to school. I would go to practice after school for about 2 hours. Then I would go to Costello's boxing gym down like area. They were still down area Torresdale. Now I would go down to catch the 59 bus to Mark Ordas's gun. I think it was the 56. I think it was 56, if I'm not mistaken. And take that to area Torresdale. I was always getting home like 8, 9 o'clock at night. But my mom was a single mom, so she was perfectly fine with that. Now, fast forward, I got my stepdad in life, of course, and everything. She's married and everything, my little sister. But we were, in the beginning, it was just so us. So she trusted, as long as I was out the way doing something positive, it was good. That's how my mom raised me. I was always active in youth football coming up and everything. And that's why I do coach youth football. We'll touch on that. I got the youth football. That's how I started up too. And then I was in the ROTCs. My mom had me this thing called the Young Marines ROTC. So I was at drill every Saturday. Camping trips. 2 camping trips on the summertime for weeks on end. It was. She kept me uniform.
Is that something that you feel like you enjoyed though? Like, 'cause I hear it's good to have that presence of your mom, have my dad here. Because sometimes kids feel like, man, this is being forced upon me. Like, or is this something that you just feel like you had a passion for doing those things during that time?
I think honestly, for me, I was a little different growing up. A lot of people, always wanted to everything got to be fun. They got to be enjoying. I always found a way to look at the glass half full, half empty. So find a way to take a lot from it. I'm looking at all right, well, I'm 11, 12 years old, and in military they got ranking systems. So it's all right, age don't matter. Built don't matter. It's intelligence. So if I can outbeat a lot of these other recruits that I'm coming in with, and whether they older than me or they bigger than me, if I can outbeat them on behind the scenes on the books. Now they're gonna be taking commands from me, and that's what wound up happening. I'm 13. I'm a top dog drill instructor. I'm having recruits that's 15, 16 years old, 17 years old. I'm telling them drop, give me 20. Force marches. I'm doing inspection. Your boots ain't shine. Why your shirt why your BDU wrinkled? So I think early on I was infatuated with. Not only I was infatuated with success, but what success came with it, like the power. I ain't gonna lie, I was successful with the power. I'm like, when you're in a more successful position than others, even at that little age, it's a power thing. I'm like, I want the power. I'm that type. I want the word of mine. I want the power. I want the power. You can respect me. You could, because it's one of those you can't change the name. You can't change the narrative once I stamp it. Rather, Bamm did it. You can't. I'm a sergeant. You can't take. I'm a top dog drill instructor. You couldn't take it away from me. Like as a fighter, I'm 3-3, but I got a belt. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Being undefeated, I don't know. That power, certain things I always wanted to do to go after that.
Well, you answered one of my questions, because one of my questions was discipline, because it takes a lot of discipline.
It do.
Yeah, because you gotta. To stay that size and stay that shape. I was looking at your picture and I was looking at some of your tape.
I thought you was an extra large shirt.
No, you gotta be like a machine. But you gotta be, and that's what I think a lot of we get there, a lot of our youth they want, but they don't, and you sacrifice. And they don't have the discipline to go along with it.
Yeah.
I want to eat potato chips and all kinds of stuff on the weekends, man. I want to go out, smoke and drink, but I'm just saying. So, but from your picture looking at you now, I can tell you. So what was that like? Because let's go back to what you're talking about. You're 13 and you go in that direction. Most 13-year-olds, man, they playing with G.I. Joes and
exactly.
So
it's a different mindset.
Yeah. And I tell people, even my kids now, I still have my fun. I'm a big it's funny, bitch. I'm a big WWE fan. When I knew I was scared of the Undertaker. When it got dark, I look under my bed. I was scared of Paul Bearer Cage. I love Goldberg with the banging on the door, walking out. Woo! Limousine ride. Jack Ryan. I'm having a hard time keeping out here with that. That was trust me, I had it, but it was. I know also what I wanted too. I just feel like have your fun. Still be a kid. Don't take that away. But I had a lot more ethics behind me. I think I had a lot more morals, and I know what dive into. I think that's the biggest thing a lot of this youth is missing. There's no reason around why they're doing it. They don't have a why. They don't have. Regardless of the fact I was watching that, but it was still a why I was watching that. I wanted to be like The Rock. Me and my cousins we had the game, we planned intro music, we slammed each other on beds, you know. It was, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
You know, I did the stunner. We you know, you can't break up out of a stunner. Like, I didn't know how you gonna kick up out of that. Like, I stunned you twice.
With the rock bottom.
Get out of here. I hit you with the jackhammer. I mean, and we had the whole action figure time on the Power Rangers, the Beyblades. But it was still, we all had stuff more. We had ethics. We had a reason. It was our name still. You know, we didn't want to disappoint. We called our OGs. I had real OGs. I had OAs. I had my aunts. I had people around me I didn't want to disappoint, that I know that invested in me and they wanted to see a return on their investment. And that's the biggest thing. Nobody's invested in nobody no more. So nobody feel like they owe anybody nothing. Everybody feel like they did it all their own. They all by themselves. I'm that grown man, and they feel like nobody owe nobody.
I got it out the mud.
Yeah, I got it out the mud.
Well, my part two question is, because I get asked this all the time, why you? Because I get asked this all, why I do what I do, different things. It's, everybody asks me, especially when because I got 3 college graduates, so everybody thinks because of that you should be done. You cool, and I keep all why you. So why you?
I feel like I was put in this position for a reason, and it's funny because I get a lot of scrutiny because you gotta remember I'm a performance coach, strength coach. My sole job, honestly, parents pay. I train their kid for those X amount of months, X amount of hours, whatever. Make sure they perform when whatever their respective fields are, basketball, football, whatever. And then, as long as they perform, the next one come in and boom, it's supposed to be a factory line.
Yeah.
My problem is that I started to get too curious about, well, when I ship this out, how good do they use it? Do they use it a lot? Do they like the product? How is the product doing? And also, was always that percentage of kids that don't go to the next level, that don't probably see the NFL as the all to be all, the NBA is the all to be all, or lacrosse or soccer, or kids like me, like I didn't make it to the UFC, but I'm glad I had those type of wrestling coaches that was around me that I could call upon. I had older dudes I could call upon that could still steer me in different directions, and this is where I was like, all right, the coaching. I didn't go to that next level. It was 9 years I was a fighter. That's a lot on the body, cutting weight, training, start to have kids, you start to have responsibilities, rent start to be due, cars start to be due. You don't got those 3 months to be in the gym, not making no money and everything. So responsibility hit me, and I'm just like, I want to be able to, all right, I might have cut my dream of getting here short because I didn't have in me to implement a lot of things, at 12, 13, 14 years old. These kids, that's why I show up to these basketball games, I show up to my football games, I show up to my lacrosse games, my soccer games, I show up to their tryouts and everything.
You talking about the kids that you training?
Kids that I train, kids that I'm starting to train and stuff like that. I got it off of always being somewhere. Always being somewhere. Like, my mindset is that my salary, my paycheck is based on my hustle. Like, I don't work for anybody. I clock in, why should I ever clock out? So if I have the availability to, it's nothing to go to the soccer game, start to talk, start to network, and as I get this kid that knows this kid that's playing for this team, and then I get the team. Why not? It's just, it's just for a situation just happened, right? At my youth football game at Monterey Bantams, right? We played at Monterey Bantams just recently. I coach Crispin Gardens, won the championship last year. We play our game at Monterey Bantams. I'm always talking to the referees. White hats, always talking to them, busting up, joking. We win the game. One of my 8-year-old kids I trained had a game on Sunday. He plays for Fort Rocks football. I don't have to show up to his football games and that. Gio is one of my first kids I ever trained. Love that kid to death. Want to see nothing but great from him and everything. I'm showing up. I'm there for him. I'm being that second father to him, because he's raised by a single mom. He's raised by a single mom. Showing that you have somebody that's not going to disappoint you, that's going to support you on. Because these kids see that. These moms are showing the game. Some of the other parents had both of their parents there. Other kids had both of their parents there. They feed off of that energy. Feed off my energy and everything. Talking to the referees I'm always talking to. Referee I'm talking to as one up being he's the director for public relations and social media impact for the Harlem Globetrotters. Talking to him, we coordinate back and forth, telling him about what I'm doing, confident about what I'm doing. Like, we're looking for a conditioning coach. Let's talk, exchange numbers. We're going to have a conference call next week. Hopefully I can lock down the contract. I'll be training the Harlem Globetrotters. Inshallah, it all works out for me.
Very good.
You know what I mean? And that's just being there, not just, I made enough money, I trained this and that. I'm sitting back, enough is never enough. especially when it comes to the youth. It's
You guys
priceless.
stay in the mix. Like
Priceless.
one thing I'm loving to hear about your story. First of all, I feel like you just talked through my childhood. We talked about the wrestling.
Answering questions
talking
that
about-
we have, and I'm like, how you pivot here? And you just get right to
I
it.
want to say like, so me being in the comedy and entertainment scene, I've seen a lot of people. I know a lot of people I don't know. One person I'm always seeing is Charlie Mack.
Okay,
You know
I know Charlie Mack. I
No.
met Charlie Mack years back when he always do those celebrity basketball games. My mom won tickets. She actually was on the phone. We had a Virgin Mobile. She was on the phone. She helped me talk to Kyla Pratt. I was on the drill team at the time and everything. So I was drilling outside all wet. And she called me because she was in at the celebrity basketball games and talked to Kyla Pratt. He been doing things for the community for a while. Helped out
But
me
he's
a little bit and
always
stuff
there.
like that.
Yeah. Always.
He's always there, just like you talking about.
Always.
He's always in the mix, and then talk about.
I never knew what Charlie do for years.
Right, you don't even know what he does, but
Charlie.
he's just there.
Always there. Got me doing something good.
Right, right. I mean, Will Smith. That's Will
Yeah.
Smith, man. Like he's a Philly legend.
Exactly.
He's always there. Like I seen him outside of Warm Daddies when Warm Daddies was open, giving out tickets to shows.
Yep.
Like
He did the
this
hustle
guy,
and bustle
and this
work.
guy, he's on red carpets with the A-list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you put the hustle and bustle work in, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't put no title over top of me. That's why I just say entrepreneur. I'm not putting strength and conditioning coach over top of me. I'm not just putting MMA fighter over top of me. Anything else that's going to come apart. Like I plan on my own youth football team next year. I want to do a 14U, 12U, 10U, 8U. That way I have a direct feeder program to be able to get to these kids. When it comes to strength and conditioning, when it comes to their football careers, they don't have to worry about I ain't get on the team, weight limit, this and that. They know their parents know between 3 to 6 months where their kid is going to be at. They're going to have their off season like a football team would have their off season for 3 months, translate right to the football season that lasts about 2 to 3 months. As long as you want to usually go to nationals and everything, you usually go November, December. So 6 months, your kid is getting active training, active principles, active ethics, active self-discipline, self-accountability, self-worshiping themselves and everything, and building them up. Because wrestling made me a man. You died and you putting that work into your body, you training, you sweating, and then when you going out and having to go win, when you got to go get your win, can't nobody go get it for you. Because all my sports I played coming up was individual. Wrestling was individual. You train as a team, but it was up to me. I can't blame the boy didn't pass, he didn't make the 3-point shot. If I got pinned on my back, I got embarrassed. If I got one, I got my hand raised. And I think I took that principle and I ran with it. I got to the point stop asking people for advice. So what do you think is right? Or should I hustle this way? Or do this make sense? It's my dream. I'm just gonna go do it. I'm used to doing it. I'm just gonna do it.
Well, that's my question, because kids don't drink anymore, and I do.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of adults, men, parents. They don't drink either.
Yeah.
It's almost like everybody lives day to day now, and if something good happens to me tomorrow, I don't expect it. I enjoy it for the day, and then I go back to the norm. So when did you get that whole dream thing going? When did you get that whole vision that you just wanted more and more? You knew it was something else out there.
I feel like with dreams come with like a lot of, take from me a little bit, a lot of nightmares come from dreams. I feel like you got to deal with a lot of pain, a lot of trauma to want to start having visions and being better. It got to a point, I say with me, and even this is why I did the merge with Level 40, because I was my own boss. I had my own gym in Fishtown. I was killing it, but it's like if I'm not there, it's not making money. I got to be there for those 12 hours. I got to be the one talking to everybody, training. Where you got to have a team behind you, and then that's what made the mindset. Well, like conceded, kind of giving up. My name is Taker's Take. Oh, Bamm, the owner, this and that, kind of going under another brand and being part of that organization. It was this mindset. I tell people all the time. I think, and this is where people gonna start. Y'all gonna quote this. Y'all gonna put those highlights in. People gotta stop asking for help at the last minute, right? I'm gonna break that down. You gotta stop asking for help at the last minute. People always wait till the last minute, go to the emergency room, and then want to put a Band-Aid on it. We gotta stop wanting to put Band-Aids on stuff and just get the insurance ahead of time and build on that. Get the insurance ahead of time and build on that. And you think about it, right? When you're paying for insurance on something, you're paying for something that didn't happen.
Yeah, right.
You're paying for car insurance for an accident you didn't have. You're paying for health insurance, dental insurance for teeth that you haven't got fixed yet. It's the preparation, so when it does happen, it starts to decay. You get into that fender bender, you're tired, you get a tire pop. The help is there. You don't lose steam. The AAA come out, fix your tire, you keep rolling. You don't have insurance, Now you stuck on the side of the road. Now somebody will pick you up.
Yeah.
You gotta, people, we gotta stop band-aiding stuff. And what happened with me, I got to the point that, you know, I went through my own sort of reflection, you know, and my trauma within myself, you know. I had a lot of things happening with the gym. As far as HOA was over top me with a lot of noise complaints. I had a situation where I had a best friend of mine for 12 years. I mean, since I was 12 years old, did like the most disloyal thing ever to me. When it came to a relationship that I was having at the time, because I was in a relationship when I had my gym going on, and basically it was like was playing both sides of the fence and kind of caused that breakup. So, you know, I'm losing friends, you know, my business, I'm got the HOA on me, I'm back and forth in between fines and stuff like that. Bills is hitting me left and right. Things are starting to collapse. And I'm like, all right, it's nothing for me to just go in and pop up and grab another gym, right? It's nothing for me to probably just go out and grab another friend and figure out things. I'm like, you know what, just halt everything. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna stop band-aiding the situation. I'm gonna get with a team. I'm gonna start the blueprint and game plan stuff out to really push.
So when you talk about the team, like, is this like what kind of people, or the team is important? You know what I mean? I know Justin and that's my homie, my brother. I try to keep things tight too with what I do. So being you're in an individual sport, you know, like, how do you vet these people that you come across?
It was hard for me. I hate being with other people. It was hard for me. Oh my God. If my boys at level 40 watching this, great. Shout out to Greg Garrett, shout out to Dad Wallace, man. These dudes, man, shout out to our massage therapist, Jess, too. It was hard for me because opposites attract. And that's the team you want, everybody that's different, so everybody could lead their roles. You know, you're a three-point shooter, you're the dunker, you're the defender, you know, you're the crossover guy. You know, it's going to uplift the team, you're going to win championships. I won so many championships by myself, then at first I didn't know how to win championships with a team, but I also took a lot of losses, dog. A lot of, Michael Jordan scoring 62 points and still catching, took a lot of losses. So it was very hard. But this is where I came to the vision with myself, like, yo, stop band-aiding it, though, man. You've been band-aiding and you've been successful. We're not doubting that. All right. Well, how about if you set your insurance policy up for 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, so that way every season it's a win. Every season a win. And since I've been doing that, I think a lot of things, it's just been coming natural. It's been coming natural to me now.
You're going to make me get a life insurance policy. I'm about to set it up.
Shout out to all the insurance people. I hope I like need to call me.
Put that under your
Stay informed. If I see this on somebody,
call me up and say, yo, you got to do short insurance now. But
yeah,
what you just explained is wisdom, because the opposite of what you said is why so many black businesses fail.
Yes.
And I gotta say this, I don't think you realize it, but it worked out well because you couldn't do all of the stuff you're doing if you were trying to hold down this gym.
Exactly.
So it worked out well, but a lot of us, we don't have that moment when we say, okay, I'm gonna let this part of my dream shrink a little bit because I got this whole dream over here that's gonna take off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't, and the sacrifice thing. And I know that's why I don't have partners. It's the same thing. Like my nonprofit, because you try to, they want the whole enchilada at one time, and you try to explain to them, but you can't sustain that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think that, and I want to turn it around because I think our youth need to know that because they don't understand. They put all their eggs in one basket, and I'm going for the whole thing now.
Yeah, the youth right now, man, like the millennials is in a tricky place, and I'm only 29. Like I'm not that older than a lot of these kids that I train, that I talk to, that I'm trying to give advice to. But it's just I just see that gap. I see the gray area. And the biggest thing with the youth, I just feel like, their emotions are suppressed. They feel like, that's why they feel like that tough. Everybody say, I'm a grown man. Who you talking to? I'm a grown man. That their emotions are so suppressed. They feel like they gotta be that fighter. They gotta be that alpha. And I think just a lot of them is because they're in survival positions. It's when anything is an animal. When you back an animal to a corner, what is it gonna do? It's gonna fight back. I think a lot of them are too much in survival mode, and I understand like, you got village, you got people around. You don't gotta fight that fight. I'll do that for you. Just do this portion. The old school for me, it was like literally I just had to go to school and go home. Like that was my own job. A lot of these kids, like even some of the kids I train, it's not their only jobs. They gotta go to school. They gotta come home. Probably gotta take care of baby sister and everything. They probably gotta take. They gotta. Some kids are having kids at a young age. Stuff like that. they getting jobs at a young age, taking care of the bills. They gotta watch grandmom, depending on now with COVID. And COVID hit a lot of these kids were living with their grandparents and stuff like that. So they had to take on help out grandma, help out grandpa. And this is why they're missing football. Like a lot of my kids will miss football practice because of this. Because of they having adult problems at a young age.
But you have a perspective that, and I've been doing this for a long time, and I try to tell people that people don't understand.
Yeah.
That especially kids in the hood. That they picture most kids in the hood, no responsibility, just hang on the corner.
Yeah.
They do, because I'm in school, so they be talking about certain kids, and then you sit down and talk to the kid's like, you know, mom got twins and she got.
Yeah, they think I just woke up mad.
But nobody understands that side of it.
I'm mad because nobody gave me nothing for my birthday. Like I'm mad because like nobody cared. Like that's how I think we stopped asking why, and we just started labeling. It became easier to put a label on everything now because everything is in the social media, and it's where you say it and you put it out there and it just flares. So you don't really get a chance to get the backstory about something. By the time they put it out there, it's too late to even to change the narrative. They take a picture of it, they put a label on it, and shoot it out. You can take a picture. I can post something now and delete it. But it's already screenshot.
And I'll turn it over to them. But the reason behind it is because I can't get a grant. To help you. To dive into you taking care of your kids.
Yeah, and I just see they just did a funding.
So
they just did a funding for like $13 million or whatever for any youth, any youth activities, any youth organizations that you have ideas of and that you have in place to get funded for. And the funding just opened up September 1st. I finally seen it. Being so busy, I finally seen it. I go on the website to go to apply for it and saying, but please note, we're not accepting any funding right now. Well, where did who took it up that fast? I got a great organization that need it right now.
But what? See, this is, and I know because I do the same thing. They'll give you money if you stigmatize somebody. If I sit here and say that these three guys are like that because you know they're dysfunctional families, they'll take. But if you get down to nitty gritty, that he needs somebody to alleviate the adult responsibility he has at 12. You can't get money for that. But you give them money, and it's not pretty. So people don't throw money in it. But if I say these guys, you know, they live in a drug infested neighborhood and their fathers abandoned them, you know, they'll give you money for that portion of it, but not to get to the root of the problem. So that's what you run across when you get into this nonprofit stuff. You know, you can't. They're not going to throw money at the root. They throw it at the band-aid too. And the second reason because it keeps cycling. It becomes generational. If I get to the root, he's going to break the generation. He's going to break it with his kids. If I don't get to the root, man, I got money coming for the next 20 years, man, because they're gonna keep putting money at every 4 years.
Yeah, it's like the money in the cure is in the medicine.
Yeah, the perfect example.
Keep medicating. They say throwing band-aids on it.
Because you're gonna always need the band-aid can stay on there for so long.
And who got the band-aid? You gotta come back to the band-aid.
When you got insurance, you can get fixed, and that's another thing. These insurance people, I know, because now I'm going to touch on life insurance again. Somebody wanted to call me for a commercial. Even with insurance, you know, you even think about it where, you know, we having a lot of, like, it's to the point that I don't even want to go on 911 Philly. It's so many deaths that's happening in our youth, but people are dying, they're just getting put in wooden caskets and being shipped out. If it was insurance, or these insurance companies had to pay for all these deaths that's happening every day, time out. They be you ever seen on the Players Club when when you hit that red button, they want money. Because it's gonna be they gonna be hurting. They're not gonna be able to keep paying 10 grand for your death, 10 grand for your death, 20. Oh, you had stocks, your mom had something in your name already, 20 grand for you. It's not, but we don't cost nothing. We don't cost them anything. And that's the sad thing. There's no price on, there's no value to us. I want to say there's no value to us. And that's why I want to put value back into these kids. Nobody's valuing you guys right now. I want to value you. I value you, kid. And I try to explain to my kids, but everything is investment. So if I put that investment into you, showing up to a game for free and I need 2 touchdowns. I need something out of it. I need you to pass school. I need you to clean your room. I need the return on my investment. Need my return on my investment. And I think there was no value in anything we're priceless to them right now. It just really, it won't mean anything to them right now.
Well, it's 2 words that you use that to me that I never hear are enough. And that's how I know people for real. You keep saying my kids. And I've been in rooms that say those kids.
I be thinking like, is he talking about his kids?
Games I've heard all these different phrases. There's very few people who sit back and say my kids.
Yeah, love these kids. Even the kids I didn't meet yet, man. I just, you know, you get a great feel. I just even when I posted my chant the other day, and then the feel that these kids get, just that energy, knowing that somebody can speak their verbiage, you know, somebody actually loves them, somebody care for them, somebody willing to yell at them, you know, somebody want to cry at them, whatever. You know what I mean? You remember that shit? So my the Nike, like even I think it's Nike came out with it. I think that I got your back. Who got your back?
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, I just saw it.
Yeah, one of my 8-year-old kids, Gio. Shout out to you, Gio. Gio was he always talking to himself a little bit. I do it too. I be talking to myself. That's how I decompress. You know, get the stimulants going. You know, the endorphins be going, and I hear him say, "I got your back. You got your back." And I'm with my kids, and we were losing. It was a preseason game. It was our third preseason game. We were losing. I don't know why we were losing. We just wasn't no energy. No energy, so it's halftime. That's when I finally came up with the "I got your back" chant. Because I always had the other little cute ones. Yeah. That one I really got to me because I'm talking to him like, "Yo, like, what y'all scared of?" Because Crispin, we're in Keystone, is weight limit. So you only could weigh a certain weight. So the 125 pounds you start at the first weigh-in for the first game is going to be 140. So most of those kids are the same size. Not like knee sack where you get those big boys down. I'm like, hold on, look on that field. Ain't nobody older than 13. So it's 11, 12, 13-year-olds, and I got 11, 12, 13-year-olds. Nobody over 140. Even in preseason, you might get a kid that's heavy right now, 145. Yo, what y'all scared of? I got y'all. If ain't nobody got you, Coach Bamm got you. I'm willing to fight the world.
Some people don't hear that.
I got your back. Who gonna have my back?
I just saw that commercial about 2 nights ago. It's a pretty cool commercial.
And it was good. I don't know why Nike didn't call. Is it Nike?
Well, I'll tell you how fast they work in the hood.
I think it's
NFL. They need to call me. I don't know why they haven't called me. They should. Who's the commissioner now? Is it Goodell?
You know what's funny?
NFL call Coach
Get him on the line. Roger.
It's funny because
give us a call, Roger.
They got all these kids.
Some of the people they use I don't even recognize. And they're in the so they know players.
Let's go.
But I saw a dude in the hood with a shirt and made his own shirt that said that. That's how popular it is. I saw a dude the other day that made his own shirt that said that. And it's pretty cool.
And it's beautiful because you start that when you don't gotta watch your six if somebody got my six already. You can just look forward, and that's the problem with a lot of our kids. Just us in general, we don't have the chance to keep looking forward. We always gotta keep what's behind me, what's going on. Sometimes I gotta keep reversing back to pick somebody up, and I don't know just to go forward. I got your back. Go ahead. Don't look forward. You good.